And come back to online classes. Today we are going to see history second chapter, the remaining chapter of history. That is first, our topic is how trade lead to battle. Through the early 18th century, the conflict between the company and the Nawabs of Bengal intensified. Here the conflict means a serious disagreement or argument. After the death of Aurangzeb, the Bengal Nawabs asserted their power and autonomy as other regional powers were doing at that time. Murshid Quli Khan was followed by Alivardi Khan and then Sirajud-Dowla as the Nawab of Bengal. Each one of them was a strong ruler. They refused to grant the company concessions, demanded large tributes for the company rights to trade, denied it any right to mint coin, and stopped it from extending its fortifications. Accusing the company of deceit, they claimed that the company was depriving the Bengal government of huge amount of revenue and undermining the authority of the Nawab. It was refusing to pay taxes, writing disrespectful letters, and trying to humiliate the Nawab and his officials. The company, on its part, declared that the unjust demand of the local officials were ruining the trade of the company, and trade could flourish only if the duties were removed. It was also convinced that to expand trade it had to enlarge its settlements, buy up villages, and rebuild its forts. The conflicts led to confrontation and finally culminated in the famous Battle of Plassey. Children, in these two paragraphs, we have seen what were the actual areas of conflict between Bengal Nawabs and the East India Company. Let us see the areas of conflict between the Bengal Nawab and the East India Company. The Nawabs refused to grant concession to the company. Second thing, they demanded large tributes for the company's right to trade. Then they denied company the right for mint coins and stopped it from extending its fortifications. The Nawabs accused the company of not paying taxes and writing disrespectful letters. On the other hand, the company also accused the Nawabs in the following ways. The local officials of the Nawab were ruining the trade of the company by making unjust demands. The company had to pay excessive duties. Next, the company is not permitted to enlarge settlement and rebuild its forts. And in this paragraph, we have seen some words whose meaning I am telling you now. The Nawab here means a native governor during the time of the Mughal Empire. Then one more word is there, that is tribute. Tribute, demanded large tribute for the company right to trade. Tribute means an act, statement or gift that is intended to show gratitude or respect. Then next, the last line of this paragraph, the conflicts lead to confrontations and finally culminated in the famous battle of Plassey. Confrontation here means a fight or argument. The next paragraph ours is the Battle of Plassey. When Alivardi Khan died in 1756, Sirajud-Dowla became the Nawab of Bengal. The company was worried about his power and keen on a puppet ruler who would willingly give trade concessions and other privileges. So here puppet meaning is given here, literally a toy that you can move with strings. The term is used disapprovingly to refer to a person who is controlled by someone else. So here So it tried, though without success, to help one of Sirajuddaula's rivals become the Nawab. And infuriated means here extremely angry and impatient. Sirajuddaulah asked the company to stop meddling in the political affairs of his domain, stop fortification, and pay the revenue. Meddling means meddling means to interfere unwantedly. So after negotiation failed. Negotiation means discussion aimed at reaching an agreement. After negotiation failed, the Nawab marched with 30,000 soldiers to the English factory at Qasim Bazar, captured the company official, locked the warehouse. Warehouse means like godowns to keep goods, to store goods and all, disarmed all Englishmen and blockaded English ships. Then he marched to Calcutta to establish control over the company's fort there. On hearing the news of the fall of Calcutta, company officials in Madras sent forces under the command of Robert Clive, reinforced by naval fleets. Reinforced means strengthened by naval fleets. Prolonged negotiation with the Nawabs followed. Finally, in 1757, Robert Clive led the company's army against Sirajuddaulah at Plassey. One of the main reasons for the defeat of the Nawab was that the forces led by Mir Zafar, one of Sirajuddaullah's commanders, never fought the battle. Clive had managed to secure his support by promising to make him Nawab after crushing Sirajuddaulah. The Battle of Plassey became famous because it was the first major victory the company won in India. And the next, after the defeat of Plassey, Sirajuddaulah was assassinated and Mir Zafar made the Nawab. The company was still unwilling to take over the responsibility of administration. Its prime objective was the expansion of trade. If this could be done without conquest through the help of local rulers who were willing to grant privileges, then territories need not to be taken over directly. What could the company do? When Mir Zafar protested, the company deposed him and installed Mir Kazim in his place. When Mir Kazim complained, he in turn was defeated in a battle fought at Buxar 1764, driven out of Bengal, and Mir Zafar was reinstalled. The Nawab had to pay every month, but the company wanted more money to finance its wars and meet the demands of trade and its other expenses. It wanted more territories and more revenue. By the time Mir Zafar died in 1765, the mode of the company had changed. Having failed to work with puppet Nawabs, Clive declared, "We must indeed become Nawab ourselves." So now they became Nawab themselves. Finally, in 1765, the Mughal emperor appointed the company as the Diwan of the provinces of Bengal. The Diwani allowed the company to use the vast revenue resources of the Bengal. So now the Mughal emperor appointed the company as a Diwan. Then after getting Diwani, they allowed the company to use the vast revenue resources of the Bengal. This solved a major problem that the company had earlier faced. From the early 18th century, its trade with India had expanded, but it had to buy most of the goods in India with gold and silver imported from the Britain. This was because at this time Britain had no goods to sell in India. The outflow of the gold from Britain slowed after the Battle of Plassey and entirely stopped after the assumption of Diwani. Now, revenues from India could finance company expenses. These revenues could be used to purchase cotton and silk textiles in India, maintain company troops, and meet the cost of building the company fort and offices at Calcutta.